So Atomic Mass Games were kind enough to actually send me the Mandalorian army box ahead of release, and the thing I've been most excited to paint is the armourer, not only because of how she performs on the tabletop, but mainly because she's the coolest character in the Mandalorian TV show, and definitely not because I have a huge crush on her. The model was easy to put together and the mod line tied really well, and I love what they've done to bring this iconic character to the tabletop. I'm just going to base her here with various grades of sand and 3D printed rocks, which I'm gluing down with super glue, and that'll form a nice base later. And these are the paints we'll be using today. Starting with the black prime, we're going to start with Skavenblight Dinge as a base layer for the undersuit, which we can build on later on. Next we're going to use the Stormvermin Fur to highlight the Skavenblight, and we're going to focus on the fold, which is where the light would catch. You don't have to be too precise here, as it's not going to be the focal point of the model, but it does help to have it looking nice. Now, onto the Rhinox side, which is going to be doing most of the heavy lifting for this mini. We want to get all the leather bits, the fur and the skirt base coated with a couple of thin layers. After this comes a Doombull Brown, which you want to do in thin layers, kind of highlighting the raised areas and creating a nice gradient by blending in with the Rhinox side. I'm highlighting the raised areas basically anywhere I want to give texture, as a Doombull Brown is going to be kind of like the main color of the armor's leather. You can be a bit artsy and lazy at the same time by using those thin layers and only highlighting the raised areas and the bits where the light would catch, leaving some Rhinox highlight to show. This will look even better when we highlight it further in the next step. Right, so we've done our highlights now. We're just going to take those highlights even further with a bit of Gorthor Brown. And we're really just doing kind of like edge highlights here. So the brightest spots where the light would be hitting, it's not strictly realistic. Most textures in real life are quite happy being dull, but for tabletop minis it really helps sort of picking out those details, and that's kind of what we want to be doing here. I'll also be dry brushing the fur here with Gorthor as well, and then highlighting the fur strands directly with a thicker mix of Gorthor and water to bring out the details a bit more. We'll highlight these further later on as usual. Right, and now we're going to use Leadbelcher to base coat all the metal and gold bits, like the helmet, the chest plate, and the Beskar tools and backpack, as well as all like little bits on the belt, which is what we want to get. There's nothing super interesting to say about this bit, so instead I'll just give you a fun fact. Did you know that in Legends, Boba Fett was the best man at Dengar's wedding? I bet you didn't. Alright, now for the cool stuff. For the armorer's chest piece, we're going to be using a coat of Contrast Blood Angel's Red, making sure that we cover all of it. Just make sure that when you apply it, it doesn't pull too much, and you can take excess off with a moist but empty brush if you want. Right, now for all the gold bits. We want to apply a few coats of Balthazar Gold, and we want to get the helmet and the backpack with this primarily. Try and avoid the visor if you can, but no stress if you didn't manage to or spodge some on there, as the Agrax will apply later on will really help. Do you know Grogu wasn't even in the original script for The Mandalorian? Jon Favreau just found an alien in his back garden and decided to include it. True story. Alright, next we're going to add shadow to a few details on the chest plate, and anywhere we kind of naturally want to be darker, like the weapons, underarms, and kind of accentuating the folds on the undersuit. You can use Nuln oil to make your highlights look brighter in a lot of different places. Right, I didn't quite like how the fur looked earlier on, so here I'm just using a 50-50 mix of Kislev flesh and Gorthor Brown to further highlight it. Because as you know, more contrast equals more better. It's just maths. Right, this is honestly the best bit. Now we're applying Agrax Earthshade to all the gold to bring it down to kind of where we want and add shading, magically making all that gold look great. This is kind of what you want it to look like when it's wet, kind of how much paint should be on there, and this is what it looks like when it's dry. Right, next we're going to be dry brushing Metal and Alchemy Elven Gold gently over the main areas of our gold to bring it up to the shine that we want. And again, add more contrast to the gold. How many times can I say gold in one sentence? Just be gentle here and kind of gradually bring it up to where you want. You can always add more, it's very difficult to add less. Right, and we're back on the Leadbelcher again, just to get the horns and the backpack details, which I forgot to film, as well as highlighting all the best guard tools. Then we're going to highlight them again with Stormhost Silver, just to really kind of get that Beskar shine. Right, now we're just going to kind of do the usual base recipe for my Mandalorians. Seemingly a million layers of Zandri dust, because it never seems to be enough coats for some reason. And then followed up with a dry brush of Ushbati bone, which kind of makes the whole thing pop. And then the secret ingredient, Valejo Pigment FX Light Sienna Pigment Powder, or you can use natural umber, applied with a makeup brush. In my opinion, this step really actually connects the mini with the environment they're supposed to be standing in, so they don't just look like toys. And then finally we clean up with Abaddon Black, just that kind of final step that lets you know that you're really on a home stretch with a mini. I love this bit. And there we have our armourer, ready to lead her covert and her people to retake Mandalore, and bonk some people with hammers on the tabletop. I think she's going to be a menace, and I'm really excited to paint the rest of her clan, especially Paz. Just want to do a quick shout out to Atomic Mass Games for sending this mini and the box to me. And if you're watching this on release, you can pick up the army box tomorrow on the 19th of June. And if you're watching this in the future, get it whatever the hell you want. I'll see you all next time.